Just very proud of the players. I thought it was outstanding performance. We wanted an 80-minute performance. We feel internally since the championship started, we should have beaten England out here. International rugby is about those fine margins, and you can come up short. And the players, I thought, have been outstanding since the Scotland game. They've been very honest about their appraisal of 15-20 minutes after the second half, and the hurt we all felt. They wanted to go out in front of probably the best supporters in world rugby and just give a performance that they're very proud of, and I think they certainly did that. They've outscored one of the best sides in world rugby 3-0, and we've kept them out defensively. So I'm just delighted and really proud of the players, because they deserve a lot of credit for what has happened over the last couple of weeks, and probably haven't got the results in the last two games, but tonight they deserve everything they get.
A number of potential turning points in the game. Obviously, you mentioned there the defence there. That second half, during 15-20 minutes when Ireland laid siege to the Welsh line, what does it tell us about the spirit of this Welsh side? Touching on that they did not.
Look, we speak continually as coaches and players about the experience you have in a group, and look, majority of these players played 2 years against Ireland, 215, and I think we made, I don't know how many tackles in that game, 200 plus tackles, and defended 26 phases. Been there, done it, and I think in international rugby is so important. And I think that defensively we got off our line, we made our tackles, and we put experienced players under pressure, and that's what Test match rugby is about.
Alun Wyn, set piece today, got a shovel in the scrum a few times, pinched a few line-outs in the second half against a much vaunted pleasure did that give you?
Yeah, I think it set the tone for our general D. I think if you can put pressure on it, particularly at set piece, and get parity there, or ascendancy at times, then he's going to take the pressure off the midfield. I think we did that, and we can be pretty pleased with that.
It's a team effort, obviously, Rob, but a couple of individuals. We know George North under a considerable degree of pressure going into this game. A lot of people think he's played well within himself. To come out and perform the way he did, testament to the night.
Absolutely, and he's a quality world-class international player, and we all have bad games, and George was the first one to put his hand up after the Scotland game and say, look, I need to do better, and he certainly showed that. He had a number of touches, and when he gets 5 metres from the line, he's very difficult to stop. But just his ambition and his intent, I thought the try second half down the short side was very smart play. And as I said, we want him on the ball as often as possible, and Liam Williams on the other side made some important tackles as well, and I think we played quite smart, but obviously probably disappointed in terms of the contact area, the back row in particular. I think the penalty count was 10-4. I know they had one yellow card, but it was those fine margins in that contact area which we didn't really get the benefit which we were looking for probably before the game.
Rob, when Barnes made a call, Robbie Henshaw illegally entered the wall, they were inching towards your line at the end. Do you think that was the key moment? Do you think he could have held out otherwise?
There's almost key moments in the game, aren't there? And I suppose when you win the games, you might be on those positive moments. And obviously, I think he's engaged in front of the ball. It's clear and obvious as far as we're concerned. So I think a testament to both teams, playing a high-octane game and a closed roof at the Principality Stadium. There was a lot of quality rugby out there from both teams, and they should be applauded. And particularly from our perspective, we've dug deep when we needed to without the ball, and we've been clinical when we needed to be with the ball. So I'm just delighted for the players.
You've talked about the significance of these last couple of games on the players and their Lions prospects and whatever. But for you personally, as a coach, given your last two games as a head coach, how important is it for you?
It's not about me. It's about the players. It's a players' game. The coach is coach. We like to think we have an influence. We probably don't have as much influence as we think we do. We've got a very experienced coaching team, and just delighted because, as I said to the players after the game, they're a very good team. And don't let anyone else tell you differently. And that's the challenge to go into the next level.
Rob, were you surprised to see Conor come back out in the second half? Like, he looked like he was carrying a pretty bad arm. Like, were you surprised he came back out and you guys decided to target him? Like,
I'm not too sure about us targeting Conor. Like, they got two quads.
not to say you were to shut him down.
Oh look, yeah, I think in terms of the contact area is pretty important. The speed and the contact area of the quick ball. Obviously, Conor's a very potent runner. And obviously Rhys Webb is. I think there's two fantastic nines out there today who look to bring their forwards into the game. And obviously Conor taking a bump and coming off, it's a quality player, but the nine that's come on is not a bad player either. Irish rugby's got a lot of strength and depth in their nine, and I think that he certainly asked questions around on the ruck area for us, and on occasions we were fortunate to sort of keep them out, but as I say, the resilience of our players today without the ball was fantastic.
Rob, what was the thinking behind sending them out a few minutes early after half time?
Yeah, you continually learn in the Six Nations, and the players and the coaches were hugely disappointed with our second half performance in Scotland, and we just felt we needed some energy, get the ball through their hands. So, through the leadership group, we had a conversation on what we need to do at half time, and you always want to improve. Whatever happened in your last game, you need to improve for the next, and we felt that was an element which might help us because we needed to start well, and I think Alun Wyn can answer whether we started well or not, or what his thoughts are, but I thought it certainly was a positive element for the start of the second half.
Rob, you think you started well in the second half?
Yeah, I think we probably didn't have the ball as much as we would like after doing the hands at half time, but I think we had nothing to lose from doing it and everything to gain, so it didn't hurt us doing it.
There's a lot of criticism for an unchanged side. Do the players think they feel like they've proved a bit of a point for this?
I don't think it was about proving a point to anyone outside the camp, if that makes sense. It was, like Robert said, there was a bit of hurt for the individual and the group. And I think the selection was... it's been done before with an opportunity with repeat selection. I think we answered the questions from the coaches today. There's still the competitor within me and within the squad. There's still parts to improve there. We can be pleased with what we did without the ball. Pleased that we still went for the fourth try at the end. There is ambition there, and I think on the whole we can take that, but there's always going to be areas for improvement.
It's obviously early, but what sort of slight issues do you think you can maybe improve?
Like was said, we defended well at set piece. It's just when we get that ball, we've got to probably keep it a little bit longer and put them under more pressure. And on the whole, we can be happy with that. But like I say, we'll probably be a bit more cutthroat because we did ultimately take the opportunities we had. But there's always more we can take when we turn them over.
Rob, your line-up was particularly effective today on your own ball and on the steal. That's something particularly you factored in for this week, or just generally pleased with that?
No, look, I think the Scotland or the England game, you come under pressure, and is when you come under pressure in those moments, you have to sort of master that moment. And today, with and without the ball at line out, I thought we were very effective. We were accurate in when we needed to be, and we certainly challenged Ireland's ball on their throw, and I thought we had a vital turnover 5 metres from our line. I think when Ross Moriarty carried up, and those moments change games, and you can be on the other side of those moments in a game, and today we were fortunate through being smart and being accurate that we were on the good side of good moments in the game.
Well, I was convinced there was going to be an interception try at one point, such was the ferocity of...
You weren't on your own, Ross.
Was there a concerted effort to play flatter, closer to the game line, or was that Ireland's defence just getting in the face?
Probably a bit of both. Obviously, the individual spot blitzers, they were jumping up the line, and high risk, high reward stuff, and we were probably a little bit too wide on occasions, leaving the ball in the air too long, and probably should have played on the inside channels a little bit more, getting someone in behind lines. But the players solved the issue second half. We talked about it for half time, and that's the pleasing thing. It's a learning through the game, isn't it? And particularly whether it's the Scotland or the England, players are able to solve problems, and it's important. It's their game, and ultimately, half time today, thought we had learnt a lot from the Scotland half time, and thankfully we were able to go out and execute. And international rugby is about that.
Rob, how do you see the week ahead of you now in making sure you repeat that sort of performance in Paris and finish the championship on high?
That's almost the challenge, Nick, in terms of the consistency in your performance individually and collectively. And I said to the players, they can enjoy tonight. You celebrate wins in international rugby, and it's good to have a win with a performance. We'll celebrate that, and then it's making sure when we get back on the training park on Monday, we focus against France. I think they've probably been one of the best sides in the championship, if not with the number of wins they've got. They're very strong, they're very powerful, but this group of players have been there. We've won over in France, and we know how to win there, but we just need to make sure that our attitude this week is the same as it has been last week, because the edge in training was excellent.
Well, it was pretty brutal physically. Any injury issues coming out of it?
Not that I'm aware of at the moment. It was a few. I don't know in terms of ball in play, Simon. I think it was quite high, but a lot of players had cramps rather than major injuries. But obviously medical will probably talk later to us.
Keeping Ireland tryouts is a testament to your own defence, but in your pre-match analysis, did you find them in any way predictable?
Joe Smith's side predictable? Come on now, he's a quality attacking side. And I think that it's testament to our defence rather than their attack. I think that we defended particularly well. Obviously they've gone down with a yellow card, which doesn't help the cause when it's your 10. I'm just delighted for the group of players and the management and all the staff, because they've hurt over the last couple of weeks, and it's important that the supporters knew that. But ultimately that hurt today was turned into a performance, so delighted and very proud of them.
Final question. Joe Smith was a little perturbed before the game with the darkness of the pitch. Was it given extra water around like that, or
I've got a clue. It's something we've experienced before when we've come to the stadium, and in the autumn series the pitch is pretty wet in terms of the atmospheric conditions. I think that's generally the reason. I didn't do geography A level, so I'm not too sure about climate and atmosphere within a closed roof, so I don't know. It's the honest answer.
Thank you very much. I'll mix over something now.